Okay, picture this. You're at a coffee shop. The barista looks at you and says, "How much sugars do you want in your latte?" And you just freeze. Something sounds off, right? You stand there like a deer in headlights going, many sugars? Much sugars?
Ha, that moment of panic. Wait, which one do I use? That is exactly why we're here today. Because much, many, and a lot of, these three cause so much confusion. Pun absolutely intended.
Pun intended and appreciated. If you've ever second-guessed yourself on any of these words, you are in the right place right now. You literally manifested this episode. You're welcome.
By the end of this episode, you are going to feel so confident with these words that you'll be dropping them into sentences like a native speaker, effortlessly. We're talking smooth, natural, dare I say, slay?
Did you just say slay? I love that for you, Alex. I really do. Okay, you know what? We should probably actually introduce ourselves before we get too deep into the chaos. Welcome, welcome, welcome to English Podcast Daily. I'm Mary.
And I'm Alex, and together we are your two favorite English teachers who definitely did not stay up way too late planning this episode.
Speak for yourself. I had notes. Okay, if you are new here, hi! Welcome to the best English learning podcast on the internet. I said what I said. And returning listeners, we love you so much. You are literally why we keep showing up every week.
Hey, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do that right now. It takes 2 seconds and it helps us out so much. And yes, that is our first intentional much of the episode. You're welcome. Hit that subscribe button.
Yes, subscribe, for real. Let's get into today's episode because we have so much goodness packed in here. Another intentional much. We are on fire today.
Here's what we've got lined up today. We're starting with the basics on much, many, and a lot of, then going deep on each word individually, a quiz section, bonus tips, and some absolutely hilarious listener mistakes that we're roasting very gently.
Very gently, with love, so much love. Okay, are you ready? Let's get into it. First things first, let's talk about what these words actually are, like at the most basic level. What's the deal?
All right, so much, many, and a lot of are all quantifiers. They answer the question, how much of something is there or how many of something are there? They describe quantity, how big the pile is, you know?
Right. And the key thing, the thing that determines which one you use, is whether the noun you're talking about is countable or uncountable. Stick with us because we're going to make this so easy and honestly kind of fun.
Okay, let me break this down. Countable nouns. These are things you can literally count, like 1 apple, 2 apples, 3 apples. 1 friend, 2 friends, 17 drama-filled friends. You can put a number in front of them. They have a plural form. Boom, countable.
17 drama-filled friends. That's very specific, Alex. Very specific. Are you okay?
Uncountable nouns are things you cannot individually count, like water. You can't say 1 water, 2 waters, in general. Same with rice, sand, music, love. Drama is also uncountable because there's always just too much of it.
Too much drama. And much was just used correctly because drama is uncountable. Here's the super simple version. Much goes with uncountable nouns. Many goes with countable nouns. And a lot of, that works with both.
Think of it this way. Much only vibes with uncountable nouns, many only with countable nouns, but a lot of is the popular kid who fits in everywhere. We're going to get into all of that, but first, let's start with much because people get this one twisted the most.
Okay, yes, let's spill the tea on much. So the main rule, and write this down if you're taking notes, which honestly you should be, you overachiever, much is used with uncountable nouns. Things like time, money, water, information, traffic, homework, stress. Oh, there is so much stress in this world.
So much stress. And here's a key thing people don't always realize. Much shows up the most in negative sentences and questions, like, I don't have much time. Did you get much sleep last night? There isn't much traffic today, thank God. In those kinds of sentences, much just sounds completely natural and native.
Here's where it gets interesting. Using much in a positive sentence can sound formal or even weird. Like, technically, there is much water in the ocean is correct, but nobody says that. That's Encyclopedia from 1987 energy. In normal conversation, you'd say, there's a lot of water in the ocean.
There is much water in the ocean. I now declare myself king of the sea. See, it just sounds like a royal proclamation. Nobody's vibing with that at brunch.
King of the sea, I cannot. But low-key, context matters so much. Much in positive statements works really well in formal writing. Much research has been done on this topic. That sounds sharp. That slaps in a college paper. But in casual speech, swap it for a lot of.
Much also appears in key set expressions you need to memorize. Thank you so much, I like it very much, how much does this cost, and too much. You'll hear that constantly in American English. Something ridiculous happens and you just say, that's too much, meaning it's wild, it's extra.
Yes, like your friend shows up to a casual hangout in a full ball gown. Girl, that is too much. Also, much after so, to, very, how, and as. Super common combos. So much fun. Very much appreciated. How much longer? That last one is me on every road trip ever.
Common mistake I hear all the time. I have much friends. The intent is totally right. They want to say they have a lot of friends, but friends is countable, so much can't go there. It should be I have many friends or I have a lot of friends.
Exactly. People use much when they should use many because both feel like a big amount. The countable versus uncountable rule is your anchor here. Anchor yourself to that and you'll never go wrong. Speaking of which, let's talk about many now because it deserves its moment.
Many stepping into the spotlight. Okay, so many. Simple rule, same energy as much, but for countable nouns. Things you can count. People, cars, books, mistakes, tacos. Yes, tacos are countable and important. How many tacos did you eat? I ate many tacos. There were too many people at that concert. All countable, all perfect for many.
Oh, tacos are very important. And just like much, many shows up a lot in questions and negative sentences. Are there many seats left? I didn't make many mistakes. How many episodes have you listened to? Hopefully the answer is all of them. But many also works in positive sentences more naturally than much does. Like, many people love this podcast sounds totally normal and not at all like a royal decree.
Good point. Many in positive sentences is acceptable in both formal and semi-formal contexts. Many students struggle with grammar. Many countries have adopted this policy. Sounds educated, sounds natural, doesn't sound weird. Whereas much in positive sentences, as Mary said, tips more formal. So many has a little more range there. That's a solid pro tip right there.
Imagine you just came back from a party. Your friend texts, "Were there many people there?" And you say, "Oh my gosh, there were so many people, it was wild." Too many, honestly. I didn't even know half of them. See how many flows in there? Totally natural, totally conversational.
And just like much, many plays well with so, to, how, and as. So many choices. Too many notifications on my phone. How many episodes until the finale? Twice as many people as expected. These are your everyday power combos. Memorize them, use them, own them.
Common mistake alert. I don't have many money. Nope. Money is uncountable. So it's I don't have much money. Which, same honestly. Incredibly relatable content right there.
Also, I don't have many information. Big no-no. Information is uncountable. You can't have one information. It's much information or a lot of information. Same with advice, news, knowledge, furniture, all uncountable, all much territory. Burn those into your brain.
If you're ever unsure whether something is countable or uncountable, just ask yourself, can I say one blank and have it make sense? One advice? No. One news? No. One friend? Yes. One taco? Absolutely yes. Always yes. That little test will save your grammar.
All right, now let's talk about the people's champion, The crowd favorite, the one that everyone gravitates toward, and honestly maybe leans on a little too much. Pun still very much intended. Let's talk about a lot of.
A lot of. The hero we didn't know we needed. Okay, so why do learners absolutely love a lot of? Because it works with everything. Countable nouns? Bet. A lot of people. A lot of books. A lot of errors in my first English essay, but we don't talk about that. Uncountable nouns? Also bet. A lot of water. A lot of time. A lot of drama in my hometown, but again, not talking about it.
And it works in positive sentences, negative sentences, and questions. I have a lot of homework tonight. I don't have a lot of homework tonight. Lucky you. Do you have a lot of homework tonight? All three forms, all perfectly natural. It's basically the Swiss Army knife of quantifiers. It does everything.
Okay, but here's the thing, and this is real talk. Because a lot of is so flexible, learners sometimes use it for everything. Like every single sentence becomes a lot of and nothing else. And that's when it starts to sound not great. It starts to sound repetitive. A native speaker mixes it up. Sometimes you use much, sometimes many, and sometimes a lot of. The variety is what makes you sound natural.
I once helped a student with an essay, and they used a lot of 32 times in a 5-paragraph essay. A lot of people believe, a lot of research shows, there are a lot of reasons, a lot of evidence suggests. By the end, I was like, bro, I get it, but we need some variety here.
32 times. But that's so understandable. When you find something that works, you cling to it. The goal is to level up. Use a lot of as your comfort zone, but start sprinkling in much and many when the context calls for it. That's when you start sounding like a native speaker.
One more thing about a lot of, it's informal. Fine in conversation and texts, but in formal writing, academic essays, professional reports, swap it for much or many depending on the noun. A large amount of for uncountables, a significant number of for countables, way more polished.
Such a good tip. Okay, I think it's time for the fun part, the comparison section. We're going to quiz each other and give you, our amazing listeners, a chance to play along at home, or on the bus, or wherever you are right now. If you're on the bus, hey, you're out here bettering yourself at whatever o'clock, and that is genuinely iconic. Okay, Alex, hit me with a question.
Okay, fill in the blank. Ready? Audience, you play along too. I don't have blank time to watch that whole show tonight. Is it much, many, or a lot of? Think about it. What's your answer? Mary, you go first.
Okay, so time is time countable or uncountable? Uncountable. You can't say one time, two times as a mass concept of time. I mean, you can in some contexts, but in general, time is uncountable. So it's much. I don't have much time to watch that whole show tonight. Nailed it!
Yes, correct. Gold star. And a lot of would also work there. I don't have a lot of time. Totally natural. But many time would be wrong because time is uncountable. Okay, your turn, Mary. Quiz me.
Ooh, okay, I've got one. There weren't blank people at the gym this morning. Much, many, or a lot of. Audience, think. What's it gonna be?
People. Countable. Definitely countable. One person, two people, three dramatically early morning gym people. So it's many. There weren't many people at the gym this morning. Or there weren't a lot of people. Both work. But much would be wrong here. People are countable.
Correct! Okay, one more. This one's a little tricky. Listen up, everyone. She didn't drink blank water at the party, which is why she felt sick. Go.
Water. Uncountable. Classic uncountable. You can't say one water, two waters as individual units of water substance. So it's much. She didn't drink much water. And again, a lot of would also work. She didn't drink a lot of water, but never many water. Never.
Yes! Okay, honestly, I feel like everyone listening just got so much better at this. See what I did there? And also, how are you doing, audience? Are you getting them right? Drop your answers in the comments. Tell us how many you got correct. How many? Because they're individual, countable, correct answers. We are literally teaching you even when we're being chaotic. This is the content.
Let's level up even more. Bonus tips time. First one, much in formal writing versus casual speech. In academic writing, much in positive sentences sounds educated and polished. Much debate surrounds this topic. Much progress has been made. In speech, though, you'd naturally say, there's been a lot of progress.
Next bonus tip, how much versus how many. Simple once you get it. How much for uncountable. How much money do you have? How much sleep did you get? How much coffee is too much coffee? Never, by the way. And how many for countable. How many times have you seen that movie? How many people are coming?
Here's a subtle one that trips people up. A lot versus a lot of. If a noun comes after it, you need of. I have a lot of homework. But if there's no noun right after, drop the of. Did you enjoy the movie? Yeah, a lot. Not a lot of. The of only appears when a noun follows.
Oh my gosh, once you hear that rule, you can never unhear it. Last bonus tip, lots of. It's basically the casual, informal version of a lot of. Same meaning, same rules, just more loose and conversational. I've got lots of things to do today. Totally fine in speech, text, and casual writing.
Exactly. Lots of fun. Lots of people came. Very natural, very American everyday English. Just keep it out of your formal essays or your boss might give you a look. All right, let's wrap up this episode with your listener challenge.
That is the goal. Okay, we're coming up on the wrap up, which means it is time for your listener challenge. We do this every episode because passive listening is great, but active practice is where the real magic happens. So here's your challenge for today. Create 3 original sentences using much, many, and a lot of. 1 sentence each. Then post them in the comments. We actually read them. We actually react to them. We love them.
And make them about your real life. What's going on with you? How much sleep did you get last night? How many things do you have on your to-do list? How much coffee have you had today? The more personal and real, the better. Because that's how you actually internalize grammar. Not through drills, but through making it yours. Your sentences, your life, your English.
Yes. And while you're down there in the comments, can you please like this episode and subscribe to English Podcast Daily if you haven't already? Oh my gosh, seriously, it takes literally 2 seconds and it helps us so much. Pun fully, completely, 100% intended. And it means the world to us, like so much, so much. We love you guys. Okay. Final sign-off time. And I always get a little sentimental here because I genuinely love this community so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you for spending your time with us today. Whether you caught this on your commute, during a lunch break, at the gym, or lying in bed scrolling at midnight, we see you, we appreciate you, and we are rooting for you so hard.
Today, you mastered the difference between much, many, and a lot of. You know the countable versus uncountable rule. You know when to use each one, where they show up in negative sentences, questions, and formal writing. You know the slang combos. You are genuinely better at English right now than you were before you pressed play. That is not nothing. That is everything. Be proud of that.
And oh my gosh, next week, you do not want to miss next week. We are tackling already, yet, and still 3 words that cause so many headaches for English learners, and we are going to make them make complete sense in like 20 minutes. It's going to be lit. I'm already excited. See? Already. Sneaky little preview right there.
That was smooth, Mary. Real smooth. All right, everyone. This has been English Podcast Daily. I'm Alex.
And I'm Mary, and we will catch you next week with so much more. Or should I say, a lot more? We love you guys. Stay curious, keep practicing, and remember, every mistake is just proof that you're trying. And trying, that's everything. Bye.
So much more, many more, a lot of more. Wait, that one's wrong. Okay, bye, everyone. Keep it up.